Hey students, this is the second video looking into FRQs for AP Computer Science Principles. In this one, I'm gonna look also into the exam of 24, but into the question set 2, not question set 1, as in the first video. So let's check that out. The first question is a little bit similar to the other question set, but it is different. So let's take a look. Identify the expected group of users of your program. Let's do this first part. I'm going to be a little bit lazy here and not write this one down. So let's check out what my app does. It's an app for dog people or people who are into dogs because it lets you explore new breeds that you don't know already. So identify the expected group of users in your program. I'll just put a few bullet points, but you have to fully build sentences or explain more for a valid answer. So I'm just going to say, to make this clear, it would be people interested in dogs, and now explain how your program addresses at least one concern or interest of the users you identified. So here we can say one interest is to learn more and to get to know new dog breeds that you don't already know. So important here, really explain what your program does. Don't miss that. So this is what it addresses, and now just mention how it does it. So what does the app do? In this case, it would be show random dog, something like this. Just do this in a bit more details, and then you're good on this question. All right, so let's go to the next one. And here we're asked to consider the first conditional statement. So let's do this first step. Let's check out the reference sheet that you will see on your exam. In my case, the first conditional statement is this one here inside my iteration statement. So this is the procedure part. Oh, sorry, I'm in the wrong one here. Procedure part 1, inside my iteration statement, inside the for loop, we have the conditional statement. So I'm just going to identify this first. First step, the first conditional statement is this. And then you can just copy off your reference sheet so that you show whoever scores your exam that you found the right part of the code. Let's continue. Describe your conditional statement including its Boolean expression. So what does the Boolean expression here do? The Boolean expression is everything inside the orange block here, and it checks if the breed group that was provided here as parameter to the function matches the value in breed group list at index I. Make sure to, I saw that a couple of times the people say we check if breed group equals breed group list. No, we're not checking if it matches the list. We're checking specifically the value at index I of that list. So don't forget about that. So here, the Boolean expression evaluates to true if the variable breed group matches the value in breed group list at index I. This is what happens. And if it is true, the body of the iteration statement will execute and add this item to the filtered lists. So let's check out the body. If this expression is true, then the if statement's body executes and it appends all of those values at index I to the filtered lists. Exactly. That is what's happening. Now describe what the procedure does in general when the Boolean expression of this conditional statement evaluates to false. So if this evaluates to false, then the body of the iteration statement won't be executed, and this means that this specific dog breed in our case, so whatever dog breed we have at index I, will not be added to the filtered lists. So this means for the whole program that this breed will definitely not be shown to the user because it's not considered anymore in this random selection of the filtered lists since it never gets to the filtered lists. So the user will definitely not see a dog breed for which this condition here has been false. That's the answer. Make sure for any kind of question to answer each part of what they're asking you. This is, I think, the tricky bit. They're asking you first to find the conditional statement, then describe the conditional statement and the Boolean expression, then describe what happens if it's false. So this is 2 or 3 parts that you have to do. That's why I put each one here into a new paragraph, so you can really see how I'm referring to each part of the question and not skipping any bit. Remember, you have 1 hour on the exam. Don't stop after 20 minutes and think you're done. Read everything super carefully so that you don't miss out on any part that they want to hear here. Okay, I think that's it for this question. Let's check out the next one. So this, I think, is the most tricky one here. And we are supposed to find a procedure call with a different value that yields the same result. Let's read quickly. Consider the procedure in the reference. Describe the outcome that your procedure call is intended to produce. We can do this first part again. So first part, my procedure here takes a breed group as the argument, and then it filters through the lists and randomly picks a dog. So this is the first part that my procedure, again, the procedure is the whole function here. This is what the procedure does. So first, describe the procedure. Done. First bit. Let's continue. Write a new procedure call with at least one different argument value that produces the same outcome. So this part is really tricky. First of all, write a different call. How do we write a call to the procedure? I'll just do this here quickly. We put in the name. So this would be filter and select. And then here inside the brackets, we put in the argument. And if they're saying that uses a different argument value, then it's important that you actually put in a value, that you don't just put in like another variable that stores something. No, they want a value. So in my case, this would be a string. In your case, it might also be a number or a Boolean. But here, this would just definitely be another value. Like here, toy. This would be a valid procedure call with a value, not a variable as the argument. Make sure to be good on this difference, that you know value is the actual thing, like the string or the number. The variable is just something like a box that stores whatever the value is. All right, and we are supposed to write another procedure call that causes the same output here. But in my case, the thing is, I could put in something that's invalid, like for me here, those are my options. There's more dog breeds, but I was too lazy to add them here. I could do a call like I'm describing here, where I put in something dumb, banana, and this would just mean, because banana is obviously not a let's use the reference sheet actually, because this is obviously not a valid breed group, we would just go over this and it would find nothing. So we would end up with empty filtered lists. So every invalid input yields the same result, just nothing, because nothing is being added to the filtered lists. This is something we could do. But in general, it's not possible, in my case, to put two different things that give you the same dog as output. Why is this the case? I mean, first of all, here, the UI, let me add that first. The UI doesn't let you choose an invalid dog breed. So if we check out here the call with get tags of the breed group dropdown, which actually gets what the user put in, this one will be valid. But it's not possible to put in another one that will actually give you the same dog breeds, because all of the dog breeds in the list are unique. There's no two same dog breeds, and all of these dog breeds have one unique breed group. So Chihuahua will be a toy breed, and it's not possible to find the Chihuahua in another category of in another dog breed group. So that's why all of them are unique, and to get actually the same behavior for a different input is not possible in this case, since all of them are unique. You really need to choose this one correct breed group if you want to see a dog from this breed group. There's no other option to see the same dog. So that's why it's not possible in my case to yield the same result with a different value that we put in. Yeah, in your case it might be, and then you can just explain how you can write a call where you put like filter and select of, maybe in your case, toy and whatever it is, all or so could give you the same result. So then you can actually explain this, and you can also make the point that in general it will still, for most things, it will still do something different. It really depends on what you answered here to get this one right. Okay, I hope this was not too confusing. Let's go on to the last one here, because this is a really important concept here, abstraction. So you guys already know abstraction means that we don't have to know all the details. We're abstracting them away to work on a higher level. So if you think about what procedures do in general, the way they abstract is we can call the procedure just by its name. We can say filter and select, and we don't need to know what my procedure here does in detail. Just by calling filter and select, we know it filters and it selects a dog breed, but we don't have to know all the details. This is how procedural abstraction works. In this case, they're asking something different though. What are they asking? Consider the procedure identified. Okay, this is again procedure in part 1 here. Identify the parameters used in this procedure. So let's do this first step, identifying the parameters. The parameter here is breed group. This is my one parameter. So my procedure uses the parameter breed group to specify which breed group we want to filter for. Part 1 complete. Let's check out the second part. Explain how your identified parameters use abstraction to manage, use abstraction to manage complexity in your program. So how do they use abstraction? I just explained already how a procedure uses abstraction, but now they're asking us about the parameter. And the way to answer here is we have to think from the perspective of the procedure. If we're given breed group, then we don't have to worry where this comes from and how they retrieve the breed group. We can just use it inside the procedure. So thinking from the procedure's perspective, the way they use abstraction is we can just use this simple variable for the breed group without having to worry where it comes from. Here you see in the onEvent block, they actually retrieve this with the getText, but we don't have to worry how it happens. We can just use whatever value they give us in this variable. So this is the way the abstraction happens here. We do not have to worry about we don't have to worry about how we get the breed group. We just know that we get it inside this variable and we can access it like this. So this is the answer. The way this parameter uses abstraction is that the procedure doesn't have to worry about how to obtain the breed group. The user is selected. The breed group is retrieved elsewhere in the code and passed as a parameter with the call. And that's it. We're done with all the questions here. I hope this helps.